Hi, my name is Will. Recently, the City of Fort St. John Council proposed a series of massive changes to the transportation network in the Transportation Master Plan, so I thought it might be worthwhile to go through these streets that could be affected by the changes proposed by the Master Transportation Plan so that people can see how their city streets could change from what they look like now. So, hope you'll go along with me on this road trip. We begin our road trip on 90th Street and 100th Ave. The firm the city hired to do the Master Transportation Plan, Urban Systems, said that the city's top priority should be to install bike lanes along both sides of 90th from 100th Ave, traveling north to 112th Ave, at an estimated cost of over $800,000. This would be part of a larger downtown bicycling route that would allow people to travel in a loop around the city on their bikes. City Council seemed skeptical of this idea, though, as they felt bikers could only ride for half a year, given that some winter days reach -20 here. As well, an earlier report found that only 15% of residents bike and walk to get around town. The next leg of our road trip is along 100th Street. Starting here at 119th Avenue, the transportation plan calls for this two-lane stretch of road to be four-laned, traveling south to 112th Avenue, near the Q-Spot restaurant. Urban Systems estimated that turning this into a four-lane street would cost over $11 million, making it the single most costly project of the 15 that they recommended to the city. Right now, there's a lot of new homes and homes under construction in that part of the city, so these homeowners may welcome that move despite the cost. One person I spoke with said it should have been done years ago. After 110th Ave, 100th Street will remain unchanged up to 105th Ave, where the Tim Hortons is located, if City Council decides to follow the recommendations made by Urban Systems. Starting after this intersection, the transportation plan calls for turning this stretch of 100th Street from its four-lane setup to two lanes and a turning lane south to 97th Avenue, near the Subway restaurant. These new driving lanes would be about 4.3 meters wide, while most others in the city are 3.6 meters wide. Urban Systems said that an additional 4-meter turning lane could be used to store snow that needed to be cleared from the road in the winter. Starting from this intersection, the transportation plan calls for turning this stretch of 100th Ave from its four-lane setup to two lanes and a turning lane going east to 96th Street. Urban Systems believe that these measures will help revitalize downtown, which has more than a few vacant storefronts. Urban Systems suggested that the middle lanes on both 100th Street and 100th Ave are right now being used as left turning lanes, but some residents may not want to give up that additional driving lane. City Council has yet to firmly say whether or not they are open to turning these stretches of both 100th Street and 100th Ave from four lanes to two, but Council admitted that the community may not go for this particular idea in earlier discussions. Urban Systems also proposed upgrading and building new road links on 104th Street to further connect it to the city grid. This bumpy section of road, which coincidentally was near where I used to live, would be upgraded to a two-lane paved standard that would hopefully help out smaller cars like mine from shaking around so much. I'm just grateful that I never got stuck on this stretch of road, although there were a few times that I came close. The road ends shortly here, meaning drivers can't reach the north end of the city along this street. Urban Systems proposes to build a new road across this field so that people can reach 99th Avenue on the other side. The last leg of our road trip ends on 105th Avenue. This road, for the most part, can be used to travel east to west through the city. However, as you might be able to make out in the distance, the road ends at 106th Street. This stretch of field prevents drivers from traveling east to 104th Street at the other side of the field. Urban Systems wants to build a stretch of road across this field here to further connect this road to the grid, allowing drivers to travel to 88th Street in the East End. This change and others proposed by Urban Systems still haven't passed Council, which may mean that the roads you see here may remain the way they are. For more information on how Fort St. John roads can change, please see the full report in the link below.